Because it's gonna be on live and direct in full effect out the 832. Y'all already know how Jimmy J Smooth do, man. I'm here on the line with my boy Craig Smith the second, born and raised out the Chicago area, representing moved to the 901, is now ain't taking no shit at the 662, man. What's popping and what's dropping over here, Craig, man?
Man, not much, man. Since you said about up there to 773, they got their ass kicked with some snow this morning because they said they had got up to 60 degrees yesterday. And then they stepped outside. Damn temperature, buddy, man. Big shout out to Brandon Williams, McMillan Williams. He said it was 60 degrees. And man, he stepped outside. He had to hurry up, run back, put a park on because he said it got down to like 27. So hey, hey, Chicago spring weather plate, man. It will play with you. It'll tell you, man, screw y'all. Y'all finna get some snow. So I'm letting y'all know now up there in the Chicago area, if snow's still hitting like this in April, yeah, and it's gonna be pretty cold in May, yeah, it's gonna be a minute for it to warm up. So, but other than that, man, what we got on hand today?
What we got on hand today, man, we're gonna talk about the NBA playoffs. And a part of the playoffs, we're going to be talking about Don't Count Out Popovich. We also going to be talking about the Mike Bibby situation. Tiger Woods did it again, finally. He got his 15th title, 3 away from Jack Nicklaus, which I feel like had the personal issues happened, he would have been past Jack Nicklaus, but I digress. And the Lakers interviewing Juwan Howard. So without further ado, we're going to talk about the NBA playoffs upsets in the city. And as everybody been talking about, don't trust Kyle Lowry in the motherfucking playoffs. This motherfucker had 0 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists. But this bitch went 0 of 7. The bitch was scared to take a goddamn shot. He went 0 of 6 from the 3-point line. What the fuck is wrong with goddamn Kyle Lowry?
He's a fraud. He's a sham. He reminds me of that team in Durham, North Carolina. He's a puke.
A puke. He's a puke.
No, not just a puke. He's a fluke. And like one of my Facebook friends said about him, said Kyle Lowry ain't nothing more than a fraud, and he is. And I believe it. I mean, he only shows up in the playoffs. I mean, he only shows up in the regular season, but not in the playoffs. And that's why everybody say, "Oh, Kyle Lowry cold." No, he's not. Yeah, he cold in the regular season. But Kawhi and Danny Green, they did their thing, though. But Kyle, man, he just nuts up. And he let fucking DJ Augustine, a guy who ain't been in the playoffs since 2014, tear his ass up. Took him to school.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry. I think if Toronto gets upset because hoe-ass Kyle Lowry won't play, it's time to trade that motherfucker.
Get rid of
the GM if he didn't trade Kyle Lowry. Wouldn't you agree?
Let us not agree to disagree, but yes, I agree.
Yeah, so I think the GMs or whoever's running this bitch, they need to get rid of Kyle Lowry if they nuts up and lose, get put out in the first round against the Orlando Tragics. Because this show gonna be a tragedy for the motherfucking goddamn Toronto Craptors. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they're gonna look like if they get upset by the Orlando Tragics. But I digress, man. So what the fuck is wrong with goddamn Philadelphia yesterday, man? Tell me something good, bro. On top of that, bro. Are you there? But I just want to know, man, what the hell wrong with goddamn the Philadelphia 76ers yesterday, man?
They just didn't show up. Ben Simmons went on record. The fans, he didn't appreciate them booing the way they played. Maybe they have I boo your ass too if you ain't trying to prove nothing, none of your game or anything. You 6'10", all you can do is pass, and you don't have you scared you don't want to develop your 3-point shot. You don't want to take Kobe's advice. You don't want Kobe. You don't even want to work with Kobe on how to get better. You want to be programmed the way you want to be programmed. I boo the hell out your ass too. And then the motherfucker that had the cell phone on the sideline, he got fined big time, and the coach, what's his name, Brett Boone or something, whoever it is, he didn't appreciate that. He told me, he said, "No, I didn't appreciate that." He said that was unprofessionalism. So I think Brooklyn, and I mean, and D'Angelo Russell, hey, he did his thing. He led. I mean, because let's face it, I guess Magic basically got rid of him because the boy didn't know how to, got the guy didn't know how the young man didn't know how to grow up. And hey, he did his thing, man, by saying he was not a leader. But he did his thing. He led his team because from what I was reading about it, Brooklyn led from start to finish, from the jump. So if I said, I still stick to my pick and say Philly's going to win at 6. But if Ben Simmons don't improve his game as far as like having an outside shot or whatever, developing that outside shot, or let alone if Philly don't learn how to gel together and stuff like that, they're not even gonna make it. They're not gonna make it past second round because I believe they play who? Milwaukee. They will play Boston or Milwaukee, I believe.
Hold on. Because Boston is at number 4. They would run right into Milwaukee. They would play the number 2 seed, who the winner of the number 2, number 7 seed, which is, the what's that goddamn the Raptor series?
Yeah,
them bitches.
Yeah, and I still say that Boston Indiana matchup, man. Like you say, you never count out Boston, but. Like I said, and I don't know why you're not sold on Indiana because, dude, they were playing some damn good ball without Victor Oladipo. So that's why I said that series is going to be 7 games. And then you forgot Nate McMillan, he a defensive-minded coach. But hey, Indy put up points and they be putting up they put up points and they turn around, they shoot that 3. They go with the lights out on that shit, man. For real.
I'm just not sold on them. And Boston let them off the hook today, but I'm just not sold on them. I personally just not sold them. I think the top 4 guys.
Oh, Indiana beat them?
No, Boston won, but they let them off the hook in the last. It could have been a bigger blowout than what it was. They started giving them doing dumbass technical fouls and shit like that. I said they let them off the hook in that sense. No, Boston clearly won. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but they let them off the hook in terms of winning by style points. So that's the reason why I say it's off the hook. So it is what it is when it comes to the Boston series. But I think Boston's gonna beat them boys easy.
Yeah, it'll probably be, but Indy gonna make it tough for them though. I mean, let's just keep 1,010. Indy gonna make it tough for them. So it's gonna be a competitive series, and I was impressed last night with Steph Curry, man. 38 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists.
Yeah, I mean, he
played defense, and then Steve Kerr said he said, see, that's when he talking about, well, were you surprised about Steph Curry playing defense? He said, well, I wasn't surprised. He said because he's been playing defense since he's been here, so he knows how to do that.
Exactly.
So, that really, Steve Kerr really, Steve Kerr really just clapped back at folks at ESPN saying that Golden State, they more of a 3-point shooting team, but don't play no defense. No, they still got that Mark Jackson mentality in there. He is still with them about the defense.
And let's take into account also that Brown has also installed some of his defensive principle, because you got to think about it.
Yeah.
Mike Brown gave them the game plan to beat LeBron James in the last 2 years, which is the same game plan Popovich used. So, Mike Brown was a Popovich assistant. You know what I'm saying? So he used a lot of what I think Popovich called him and be like, hey, this is what you need to do against LeBron. Let LeBron do what he do and stop everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Or let Kyrie and LeBron do what they do, self-destruct and stop everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So and you got to think about it. Mike Brown went undefeated during that playoff run as the interim head coach. And then when Steve Kerr came back, they lost the one game. They had one game lost. So I think he's giving them some defensive Steve Kerr, some defensive geniuses, but the offense is strictly Steve Kerr. You know what I'm saying? That's all Steve Kerr. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is when it comes to come to the Golden State Warriors. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting on the Rockets versus Golden State series because I want to see how they're going to beat the Rockets. If they get past the Rockets, I don't see anybody else beating them. I don't even see Milwaukee beating Golden State because I think Golden State is going to be too loaded. That 5 out is going to give them some trouble. The 5 out that Milwaukee has, if they get past the East, is going to give a lot of teams trouble. But they're going to, I think, at some point they could fall either in the conference finals or in the championship game. So, my brother 78 Sports, man, I love you to death, man, but I don't think your Milwaukee Bucks don't do too well, man. And I love you to death. You know what I'm saying? I hit somebody in the head with this snowball microphone I got, man. But you know, don't get too excited, brother 78, man. I love you, though, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and speaking of Pop,
woo! Woo!
That's all I gotta say. Wow.
Pop,
all I gotta say is wow. Never count out Pop. Denver, if Spurs go 2 up on them, Denver in trouble.
Pop, there goes. They're mine. I had to do an old school Gerald Levert, man, representing Gerald Levert. But, man, I've been telling people, do not count out Popovich. And I told people all over Texas and all over television, man, don't count out Pop. Pop, you could argue, and I'm going to tell you this, and it's going to sound crazy when I say this, but historically speaking, Pop is a Hall of Fame coach. And not only that, you could argue he's one of the greatest coaches of all time. You could argue.
Oh, no doubt.
You could also argue, and it's going to sound crazy when I say this, you could argue he's a better coach than Phil Jackson. I don't know about Red Auerbach, but you could argue that because Pop.
Well, I'm gonna put it like this. There's no argument about that there because I have said, you know, to a lot of guys that Pop is a better coach than Phil Jackson. Here's why. Everywhere Pop goes and every year, Pop changes his offense. He changes his basic, they call it the fundamentals. You know, he changed his fundamentals up. You don't know what Pop gonna do. Pop keeps it real. Pop is more socially aware, and that's what I like about him, man. Because because that thing where he told people about, he get tired of white people saying that they know what black people went through. He said, "No, y'all don't. Exactly. You really don't." He said, "You really don't." He said, "I grew up with him." He said, "I served with some when I was in the Air Force." He said, "I grew up with him. I worked with them." Exactly. So he said, "So you can't tell me." And he was like that. He was for real. He said, "So you can't tell me what all they went through." And he said, "I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it." But, and you know, Phil, he doesn't speak out on social issues much. Everywhere he goes, it's a must, or if he runs a team, it's a must that the team has to run the triangle offense. And I felt like this here. If he had to just let Jeff Hornacek do his thing when he was up there in New York probably would have been in the playoffs. Would have had pretty good runs in the playoffs and everything. If he had to just let Jeff Hornacek do his thing. You know, and that tried and true triangle offense is old. Don't nobody run it anymore. Everybody's running 4 out, 1 in, 4 in, 1 out, and the 5 out offense, dribble drive, Popovich 2.0. Now I upgraded to 4.0. And everything else, man. You know, well, Pop is only running his own offense, but very impressive win by the Spurs last night. As always, the Marcus Aldridge didn't show up, but DeMar DeRozan, he did. And a bunch of other guys. So Denver find themselves in the hole down 2 in the series, it's over.
Yeah, it's over because and here's why you can make the argument that Popovich is a better coach than Phil Jackson. Arguably, you could argue this. I mean, I wouldn't get mad if you said Phil Jackson is better. I wouldn't get mad if you said Popovich better. But here's one reason why, and I can have 2 reasons, but I'm gonna give you both. But the main reason why is because he built San Antonio from scratch. He built San Antonio from scratch. Phil Jackson have never built a team from scratch because you got to think about it. Even if Phil Jackson never came to Chicago, at some point Doug Collins would have got them over the top of Detroit. You know, his offense was a little predictable, but that predictable offense was hard to stop because he was an up and down guy. He really wasn't a half court head coach. He was more of a, you know what I'm saying, run and gun system type coach. But eventually, with the way Chicago was being built, Doug Collins would have ultimately won championships there. You know what I'm saying? At some point with the Lakers, with Shaq and Kobe, they would have ultimately won the championships without Phil Jackson. It just, the Lakers organization wanted to be assured they win the championships. So Phil Jackson has never been in a situation. The second time with Kobe, he had to build that from scratch, but the foundation was already there. Let's just keep it real. You could argue the foundation was already there. But Popovich built San Antonio into a championship team from scratch. My number two reason is his assistant coaches have been successful. You know, Budenhauser, who was a disciple of Popovich's motion offense, he came up with his version of the 5-out offense, which is more of a up-tempo Bobby Knight version of the 5-out. You know what I'm saying?
Which is predicated on focus on the big men developing their shots. Exactly. And it's worked.
Exactly. Mike Brown has been to the NBA championship in the conference finals several different times. A lot of his assistants have been successful outside of himself. How many assistants you know were successful with Phil Jackson have been successful personally? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could be wrong, but you can't name them too often. Budenhauser, you can argue, you know, he's done a great job with Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? Now the foundation was already built with Jason Kidd, as I said, but the offense he has have been virtually unstoppable. Nobody can fuck with that 5-out because most NBA teams don't run a 5-out. You consistently see that in college. You saw that with Texas Tech versus Virginia. They ran a lot of 5-out, and them versus Gonzaga, they ran a lot of 5-out against Gonzaga. But you mostly see that in college and high schools. You don't see that in the NBA. And he's proven that the 5-out system is working. Even Brook Lopez is got a damn 3-point shot. The fuck? I've never seen Brook Lopez with a fucking jumper.
And just wish his brother would know how to shoot some.
Exactly. But the thing about Popovich is you could argue he's better than Phil Jackson. You can argue that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard not to argue that. You know what I'm saying? Because he built the Spurs from scratch. And if he has enough time, if he feels like he want to coach long enough, he could possibly go back and win another championship. It's going to take a lot of good free agency and stuff like that. But I think once the Rockets and the Warriors get through doing what they doing, because San Antonio is not going to let Popovich go unless he wants to go. So let's just take that in consideration as well. Popovich is one of the hardest coaches to coach against. You have to have Golden State-like talent, all-star team to beat him. And even some cases, he's going to make it hard for you. You know what I'm saying? He's going to make it hard for you. So Popovich, again, I don't give a damn who Popovich play in this playoffs, whether it's in the first round, second round, or even the third round. Don't count Popovich out. You know what I'm saying? If that nigga's an 8 seed, you know what I'm saying? Don't count that motherfucker out. He old school, man. He knows how to adjust. You know what I'm saying? So, again, don't count Pop out. In Denver Nuggets, you're going to have to stop playing like the Denver Suckets. So that's all I got to say about Popovich. Do you want to say anything else before I go to the next topic, baby?
Well, shit. And I wanted to make mention there when you said Mike Brown, and let's not forget, out of all his assistants, Budenholzer has been a coach of the year. Mike Brown had won the coach of the year twice.
Yes, sir.
So the Popovich tree, I'll put it like this. The Popovich tree is the New England Patriots basketball, is the New England Patriots NBA version of the coaching tree. But unlike Belichick's assistants, Pop's assistants wins.
Exactly. So, you know, Popovich is pretty much the new Bill Parcells in terms of coaching tree. because a lot of Parcells assistants have done a great job in the NFL, has won consistently in the NFL. So you can argue that coaching tree is very successful as well too.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say I meant to say Parcell, but no, how that goes.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So it is what it is when it comes to that, man. But what I wanted to talk about is with the Mike Bibby situation. Mike Bibby, the local police, I think the Maricopa sheriff and the local Phoenix police had both departments investigated the situation and said there was no wrongdoing on Mike Bibby's part. And me personally, I feel like Mike Bibby should sue this motherfucker, because from the details I was getting, it didn't seem like she had much on evidence on Mike Bibby. And the thing is, when I looked up Mike Bibby's net worth, his net worth is still $60 million.
Let me say this here. When asked, I think they said when they was trying to ask her what all had happened, she was being mum about the shit. I believe Mike Bibby knew it was bullshit. Matter of fact, everybody that know Mike Bibby as a coach, and I think they said he does teach there at the school as well.
Yeah, he's
because he got a teaching degree at USC. That's what he's doing. Whatever he's teaching, then he coaches. Every one of Mike Bibby's peers and everybody else, even the students, they said, "No, Mike ain't Coach Bibby ain't like that." Because Coach Bibby he got grown kids himself. So he ain't, man. I already knew from the jump, and I'm gonna tell you this here. I already knew from the jump that chick was crying wolf. So all I gotta say on my end is this, and when I even sent you to what you call to it, you was like, yeah, I could tell this was fishy. Hey, I knew it was fishy from the jump, because when Bibby denied everything, and then what really got her ass was the events that she was talking about, Bibby wasn't even there. So how could and then it said even his wife advised for him. He said, no, he was with me. He said, so how can he be at two places at one time?
Exactly.
So it wasn't no evidence. I think it's two choices. I mean, and now if the chick works in the same school he does, I think she should be reprimanded. Basically, she can basically suspend her for the school year with pay.
I would completely fire her because,
or that's why I say either suspend her with pay. If she don't want to take suspension with pay, fire her.
Exactly. I would.
If you fire, it'd be tough for her to get a job. And then it's like some old school system down in Arizona. It'd be like pull up her name, whatnot. Oh, you got fired for making false accusations toward one of your peers. Well, we can't hire you.
And she should be fired, because the thing is, this ruined this guy's reputation. On a correction, this is actually a public school. I had to do my research just a second ago. I thought it was a private school, but it's actually a public school. He worked. The man was removed from the school, because when you by state law, in most state laws, but Arizona state law, if a guy is accused of any kind of sexual misconduct, they have to remove him from the school. And I'm not sure he's going to be able to come back, but you ruin a kid's basketball season, possibly getting another state title this year because of some false accusations. Because one thing about Bibby's basketball team, he plays some of the toughest schedule in the country. His team has won a couple of state titles, have played the Oak Hill academies and stuff like that. And from my understanding, he donates his salary because he really don't need the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
He's straight.
Yeah. So, and also he still gets an NBA pension, and he still has a lot of his money, because one thing about Mike Bibby, he hasn't fucked off a lot of his money. He ain't fucked off like a lot of these, I ain't gonna say a lot of these players, because it's a relatively small amount of people. You know what I'm saying, in comparison, but he hasn't fucked off a lot of his money. He's done right by us, but he's donated his teaching salary. He also has an AAU program, AAU basketball. I
think she fucked that up for him too.
Yeah. So,
but if I was Mike Bibby, I sue her for punitive damages.
defamation, slander,
defamation of character.
Yeah, I would sue the hell out of her because this is wrong. This man has changed other kids' lives. He's been able to get kids in college, whether on a basketball scholarship, on an academic scholarship. He has one of the best academic teams in terms of overall, terms of basketball programs in that state. A lot of those kids flourish. Even if they don't play basketball, those kids are going to a D1 school or getting into a good, because he makes sure they focus on their grades. You know what I'm saying? He makes sure they have tutors. He makes sure they sit in front of the room. Shout out to Pat Summit. She did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Made sure her kids sitting in front of the room. So he was one of those guys that was changing their life. And he was basically working for free because he donates his school salary out there. You know what I'm saying?
You know, and that's a sign of a guy that loves what he does.
Exactly. Because he gets an NBA pension, plus he still holds a lot of his NBA money, and he still gets some of his endorsements, from what I understand as well. You know what I'm saying? The little endorsements he did have, but is not little when you look at that $1 million check. So I saw that there was a possible money grab. When people see he was a target from the jump, the way I look at it was the guy was a millionaire working for the school system because he loves his high school. This is his alma mater. And then also he looks like, oh, he's black too. So exactly. He exactly. You know what I'm saying? He's a brother. You know what I'm saying? His dad has money because his dad still got money. He still gets his NBA pension. And not only that, his pension went up after the collective bargain agreement of 2016. So the minimum an NBA player can get on the collective bargain agreement is $190, let's say $200,000. That's the minimum. You know what I'm saying? Per year. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's is going to be different. You know, because from what I understand, I think it's based off of what you made in the NFL, then plus that $200,000 that you've made. You know what I'm saying? But the minimum they can give you under the new collective bargaining agreement is $200,000.
Right.
Getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you know what I'm saying? But he loves his job. He loves those kids enough to where, you know, hey, I'm gonna come into this school. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna change how the school get down is. You know what I'm saying? So that guy was a target. You know what I'm saying? And people there needs to be punishment for people who lie on men about sexual misconduct, because this ruins this guy's reputation. Even this it's fucked up. It's fucked up, man. And I knew from the jump. We knew from the jump that based on the details, this is bullshit right here. This was bullshit.
I knew it was BS when I read it. I'm like, okay, how can Mike be in two places at once?
Exactly. And then his team goes all over the country, you know, when they're not in district play or however, a regional play or however they do it, whatever they call it out there in Arizona, but they go all over the country when they play. He doesn't play. He did the same thing Penny Hardaway did. He take them all over the country and play the best teams in the country. So again, how can he be in two places at one time?
Yep. And then it's like, I'm like, okay. And also, and this, and what Jimmy and I we talking about here with this Mike Bibby situation, y'all probably saying, oh, this just pertains to sports. No, it doesn't. Because this shit pertains to real life. Now I can tell the story now. What's this? 2019, right? Back in 2000, I believe 2003 or 2004. Okay. Yeah, it was. Yeah, heading into 2004. Okay, my pops had worked at FedEx, and this man he goes to work. He goes to work and whatnot. And next thing I know, I'm going to bed, washing my dishes. Next thing I know, this man coming back home.
Exactly.
And, okay, but hold on. I'm going to tell you what happened. And I'm like, what, you forgot something? And he said, no, I got suspended. I said, for what? And that woke my mom's up. Mom's like, and we both was like, for what? So he said this, he said that this young lady, I'm not gonna say her name, but he used to, he used to call her the little cute butterball, but I'm gonna put it like this. Yeah, she was fat, but she was a nice looking fat. not like all wide and all outside. She was short. She had a shape to her. And I'm gonna be honest, I was trying to work on hitting that when I worked with it. When I worked over there a couple times before I officially went to nights. But yeah. So to make go ahead with the story. She had told the manager at the time that Pops had said something inappropriate. That my Pops said something sexually inappropriate. I'm like, wow. Basically, layman's terms, sexual harassment, people.
Yes, sir.
And I'm like, wait a minute. So he said, yeah, your girl got me suspended. I said, who? And he told me her name. I said, what? He said, yeah. I said, what'd she do? So he told the whole story and said that, but and like I said, the manager, shout out to him, by the way, Kevin Smith at the time, hey, it was a paid suspension, and up on the orders, he went on ahead and paid him. He went ahead and paid him for that day, but he was on the paid suspension for further until investigation. No, that's how it goes at FedEx. If you get suspended, like if Jimmy gets suspended,
yeah,
he can't talk to nobody that works at FedEx. He can't even talk to me.
Yeah,
but and it's like you can't talk to an employee while you're up under investigative suspension and all this other little shit here and there. Until
let me say something as well. For those who work at FedEx, you can't even talk to them on social media by company rules. So please read your handbook as well. That actually is effective until this day. But I just want the people at the FedEx to actually know that, because there's a lot of them that listen on this show. Go ahead and finish.
Okay. So yeah. So I was like, wow. But in my mind, I was like, that is kind of fucked up. But I also was thinking like this: shit, they ain't gonna stop me from trying to hit. They ain't gonna stop me from trying to hit that, But
you ain't shit, boy. You.
I didn't tell him that. I didn't tell him that. It was fucked. I didn't tell him that. I said in my mind, I said, damn, Pop, that's fucked up. I said, but in my mind, I was saying they ain't gonna stop me from trying to hit that. But on the other hand, to play it up with him, I was like, and before I could say so, Mom's told me, she said, well, Craig, you do know that you can say things, you can't say things people take the wrong way. And I think I developed that from him. Well, matter of fact, we all are guilty of that sometimes. Some people take a why did the chicken cross the road joke the wrong way. Exactly. And that's real talk. So he was suspended for, I think they said he was suspended for like 3 nights, paid suspension. And they told the man to come back. They told the man to come back. They told the man to come on back. I think it was like on a Thursday or something like that. But what they did with the girl though, she had to apologize to Pops. Excuse me. She had to apologize to Pops and all this other little stuff. And just let bygones be bygones and shit like that, because she said she was taking shit the wrong way. And she also put it on the fact that when you ladies get that, when you ladies go through that first of the month, because y'all, and I'm just gonna come out right and say it, when y'all go through that first of the month, some of y'all act like some straight up bitches to the point you need your ass whooped.
Exactly.
Talking to folks the wrong way and every damn thing. When you going through that, you better call in sick.
Exactly.
that's real talk. So, I felt that wasn't an excuse. But even though Kevin Smith, he said, well, if you knew you was going through that, why you just didn't call in sick? Instead of just, and he did. He did, because Pops tell me everything what Kevin said. He said, well, if you knew you was going through that, why you just didn't call in sick? Instead of just taking something the wrong way. So, But in the end, though, they worked it out, and I think, but then she ended up, uh, and then I think, one of the rampages at the time had wanted. One of the rampages at the time wanted her move anyway, and along with one of the checkers at the time, Ronnie, and that was a political play. Because I think that was more like a receipt toward her. And I'm like this here. I mean, wrong is wrong, but that didn't get that wasn't in their right, to let alone somebody else to pull the politics strings to get that young lady moved.
Exactly.
And where she got moved at, hell, she was making better. She was getting more hours like a motherfucker. So in a way, and when I saw her last, because she said she was over there at the I think she was somewhere. I think they had her move over to Mega Hub. She said, hell, she said I would be mad at him. She said, but I want to thank him. I was okay. And sadly, I didn't get a chance. And I said, sadly, I didn't get a chance to get that. But but the point is, though, y'all ladies gonna have to watch yourself with a lot of shit. Oh, yeah. Falsely accused of motherfuckers and shit like that, or whatever. And fellas, y'all bad about this shit too, because see, some of y'all dumbasses, y'all don't know how to, like I said, y'all don't know how to take a joke the wrong way. Y'all don't know how to do. Y'all don't know how to do anything the right way, other than fucking a girl and getting her pregnant. And that's really the only thing y'all really know how to really do. But y'all really know how to take nothing. Exactly. Take nothing in jest. Y'all take the littlest things seriously. Like if a motherfucker dropped a cord on your foot, you want to fight their ass and all that bullshit.
Cord on their foot. Continue, Craig. Please continue. That was funny as hell, though, bro.
But I'm just dead serious. Some of y'all females, man, young, old, young, middle age, Jimmy's age, my age, y'all gonna stop that bullshit. Because when you accuse some goddamn body, like what happened with Mike Bibby, like I told you about what happened with me before I went to Dayside. When I made a joke about when I told this young lady, I said, well, she's married now. A young lady named Brittany. When I worked over there on Mega Hub, I was joking with her. I said, girl, I said, look, don't let me come up there and kiss you on your lips. I said, that's a good way I can knock you out. And she talking about some whatever. I said, and I guess she heard what I said. I said, I ain't talking about the lips on your face, and so then she was talking with one of the other coworkers, talking about some. I ought to go up to personnel, tell them that said that CJ her sexually harassed me. It's not no way of sexual harassment. If I said something as a joke and you want to be the first one to cry wolf about sexual harassment, you better try to fuck me up, but then in the end you better fuck your own self up.
Yeah, but like I said, anything can be classified. Like if you say anything inappropriately, even if the woman is complicit in it, then it could be classified the way FedEx. I'm telling you the way the FedEx and a lot of companies is. Even if she's complicit in it, it can be considered sexual harassment because FedEx does have that third-party sexual harassment bullshit, which I think they should get rid of off the books if they're complicit in it. But that's what they classify it as. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? It is what it is when it comes to that, though, man. But it's crazy though, man. So yeah.
But all this shit, man, hey. And that's why I just said that. That's why when I sent you that link about what happened with Mike Bibby, I said, yeah, I can relate to that shit.
Oh yeah. And because I think what it is, and then he's a married dude. He ain't out there messing around and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He probably did all his messing around. If he did do any messing around in his 20s and probably got bored with it. So, he's happily married. And then she probably came on to him. The way I look at it, I think she came on to him and he was like, no, I'm not going to put myself in that predicament, because you do have shit like that happens. And this is why I say you need to walk around as a black man. Mike Bibby is a light-skinned dude, man. Both of his parents is mixed because his mother is from dad, but she real light skinned. She's a mulatto Trinidad, and his dad is Irish, and he's actually Jewish, by the way. I forgot about that. They're actually
Jewish mixed with up. And I heard it, and from what I was reading, it said they both they still don't talk to this day for some reason. So
yeah, and I mean, and then his uncle Jim Bibby, who was a good pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates, he died recently. So I think that probably factor into that because he was real close to, from my understanding, because he lived with his dad, but they had like a love-hate relationship, kind of like a Joe Jackson, Michael Jackson relationship. And then he was closer to his uncle Jim than he was Henry Bibby, is his father Henry. So you know what I'm saying? Because his uncle was a World Series champion, and Henry was a champion. Was a two-time champion with the New York Knicks. Played on the Roy. He was off the bench. He was coming off the bench for the Rolls-Royce guys, which was Earl the Pearl and Walt Frazier. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and then Bibby married a black woman. I think he said he said when he told his wife I do, he said that's when the fun ended. The fun ended and the real shit began. So
yeah.
I mean, and I give him more props to him because one thing about with Mike Bibby, and if anybody in the Arizona thing listening, hey, hit Mike Bibby up to what we saying about. You never hear nothing bad about this man being in the news or nothing. You're gonna hear more about this man being traded, he got fined and all this other shit. And he's not a dick, with reporters or nothing. He tell them what they want to know, and he tells them what he wants them to know. So, I mean, I'm not saying Mike Bibby perfect. He just know how to handle his shit. So, so I'm glad he beat that. Now, if anything, the Arizona public school system, wherever city that is, they need to get that man his job back.
Or
straight up.
Or give a payout to this nigga, man, or what?
Or either give him his job back or give him a payout because and suspend the chick. And and suspend the chick that or let alone, as Jimmy say, fired. Or had that chick that put all that bullshit on the fire, man, because that she was wrong for that shit and she knew better, and she fucking knew better.
Exactly.
So I'm like I said, I'm glad that's done and over with for him. Other than that, I mean, we're done. You done with that subject?
I'm done with that particular subject. So let's talk about the Lakers interviewing Juwan Howard. What do you think about the Lakers interviewing Juwan Howard for the head coaching job?
Well, let me turn things around and ask you a question. Do you think does Juwan Howard have any head coach experience?
Of course not. You know what I'm saying?
All right. That's what I think about it. But I'm not with that. But I'm gonna tell you why I think they done that. It's because of the fact. Let me spell this word out for you. LEBRONJAMES. No said. That's why they want to hire. That's why they want to hire Juwan Howard. You got and you got Tyronn Lue. I mean, I wouldn't want to have Tyronn Lue coaching back at him because he said LeBron damn near gave that man a motherfucking heart attack coaching that man. No, for real. Everybody, you laughing about it for real. That's why he went to the hospital. You ain't never seen Tyronn Lue, but dude, Tyronn Lue went from being this, being big as me to being about twice as big as you coaching LeBron. And his hair, and the man had acquired gray hair that real fast as a motherfucker. He ain't even 40 yet. He's not even 40 yet.
I agree.
And that man got more gray hair than me and you.
Shit, you have to really look for my shit. I mean, you have to. Really
if I put it like this, hey, he got more gray hair than a 29-year-old manager out there at FedEx.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, my gray hair. You have to really look for my shit. You can't look. You have to go into the fucking light.
Yeah. So, but to answer your question, I think it's a bad idea for them to interview Juwan Howard when you got guys like Tyronn Lue, Monty Williams, Jason Kidd, uh, and NBA experienced coaches to coach that team. And if anything, I buy more in the Jason Kidd coaching them than guys like Monty Williams or Tyronn Lue. Really, yeah, Tyronn Lue would be a good fit, but I'm pretty sure he don't want to deal with that headache as far as like with LeBron and stuff go. Because one thing I do get Tyronn Lue, he told that man, look, all bullshit aside, if whatever go wrong tonight, you will be held accountable, whether you like it or not. And hell, and I guess LeBron didn't like that. It is more like LeBron coaches himself, as Skip Bayless say. LeBron is more coaches himself more than anybody. He really don't want to listen to nobody. So I'm not too big of a fan of the idea of LeBron. Juwan Howard being the coach. If you ain't got no head coaching experience, because LeBron ain't gonna do nothing but run you out of there. I mean, basically. Mike Brown, okay, everybody want to accuse him of running Mike Brown up out of Cleveland. No, it was Dan Gilbert.
Yeah.
It was Dan Gilbert.
Dan Gilbert ran him out. Yeah.
Dan Gilbert fired him talking about, I call myself trying to appease LeBron. No, you was appeasing your ego. Fuck out of here.
Exactly. And LeBron went right behind him, which I could not blame. I could not blame LeBron. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, though, when it comes to that, man.
And he even said, outright, no, I didn't want Mike, didn't nobody want Mike Brown fired. So what that tell you?
Exactly. And here's the thing as well. I don't have a problem with Juwan Howard getting a head coaching job. But with the Lakers, where there's going to be a hell of a lot of pressure, no, don't take that job. Whatever you do, Juwan, sit down slowly and walk out the building. You don't need to take that job just yet. Now it's possible that a person can go straight into head coaching. Jason Kidd did it. He went straight into head coaching. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he was successful at it. You know what I'm saying? Contrary to him being fired at Milwaukee, he was successful at the Nets and he was successful at Milwaukee. So, I mean, he could possibly do it, just not at the LA Lakers. Too much pressure. Too much pressure. He needed to sit on the bench as an assistant, learn some game from a Popovich or learn some game from Budenholzer at Milwaukee. I mean, get under some big name guys that's coaching in the thing. Learn something from Spoelstra. I mean, Eric Spoelstra.
Learn something from Fizdale.
Exactly. Learn some game and then become an assistant, because everybody can't go straight into coaching. Everybody just can't do that. They don't have the patience. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of being a leader. You have to hear a lot of people's personal bullshit. That's another thing about coaching. Contrary to, what you believe, coaches got to listen to all 15 players. Girlfriend left them. Then it's not including the D-League roster, because they you can activate them at any time. So it's a lot of shit you got to go through with coaching. So I totally agree with what you're saying. He does not need to take this job.
And plus, I'm finna cut my camera on for a minute. You don't want to be looking at every time the camera pan on Juwan Howard's face when he be looking like this.
Oh, you ain't shit for that. You ain't shit for that. Oh, because he really gonna do that shit.
Look like a tall man. Look like a tall Mike Epps.
He really gonna do that with LeBron. And
then when he smile, it'd be.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, dog. So that's
how he look, bro. That's how he look.
Oh yeah, man.
But no, I don't think he should. I mean, I'm more in. I'd rather buy into either one of them three, between Tyronn Lue, Jason Kidd, and Monty Williams. we ain't gonna talk about Mark Jackson again because we already gave our opinion from yesterday's show where we think Mark Jackson need to land. So we're done with that topic.
Okay. Well, the last topic we're gonna bring up, man, is Tiger Woods got another championship. He did it again. You know what I'm saying? Just when you thought they counted out Tiger Woods, there he goes, making a 2-shot comeback and take the lead by one shot, and he won the Masters again. Won his first championship in 11 years, man. What is your thoughts on Tiger Woods winning a championship again?
I'm shocked.
Yeah, he went through a lot.
That's all I gotta say. I mean, hey, he went through a lot of shit. He came back and won the fucking Masters. And I think it's like his second Masters in 22 years. Because I watched the one when he first won it. Man,
yeah,
I wasn't in the golf, but I wasn't in the golf, but I sure want to see that man win that shit.
Oh yeah, and now that Tiger Woods is on the up and up, those endorsements are gonna come back, man. All the endorsements that left him hanging when he got that when he got caught becoming when he got caught cheating on his wife, which a lot of these golfers be cheating on their wives. If you ever been if you're from Memphis and you've been to the Southwind tournament, because I heard a lot of our bosses and bosses go to the tournament. A lot of dudes will bring their side pieces to the golf.
Oh, hell yeah. And be putting them on TV. I'm like, y'all so stupid.
This is actually...
Them motherfuckers didn't learn shit from Tiki Barber did.
Yeah, they be having side pieces. But a lot of times women ain't going to pay attention to... a lot of times women is not going to be paying attention to that because golf is a boring ass sport. I mean, I have to when Tiger Woods was in his prime, I used to have to drink energy drinks just to stay up to watch that shit. That's how.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and then it's just all like this. Wait a minute. Hold that thought, Jimmy.
Go ahead.
Just listen. It's like this. Jimmy McWright is right now at hole number 20. And he's shooting 2 under par. He's in his stance. He's in his stance. He's in his stance right now. He has to measure the ball, but then he stops. Then he has to really measure it. He has to squat down and make sure the angle is right. He talks with his caddy, Corey Wolf. He wants to know how about he should go, and Corey Wolf tells him, "Man, just shoot the motherfucker. Let's get the fuck on out of here and get a bill. I'm hungry." So, Jim McWright, and the audience is quiet for this one. That's golf. That's golf explained by Craig Smith. And that's how it is. Oh, Jim McWright hit the shot, yeah.
And the thing about Tiger Woods, I think him losing kind of woke him up, especially when he got arrested for DUI and they put on his ID black after him saying he was Cowboy Asian. So I'm glad he got that goddamn wake-up call. They put on his ID black. You remember that shit?
Man, that was some funny shit, but let's all get down to business.
Yeah, but I like him as a golfer, and I loved watching him. I loved watching him, but I ain't gonna lie. When it's not Tiger Woods, because Tiger Woods is the most exciting golfer, and even John Daly came out and defended him. He was like, he's the reason why we're making the money we're making in golf. He put a lot of money in golf. You know what I'm saying? The thing with Tiger is, Tiger would make money off just appearing at these events. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Just showing up. or you know, if he played, you know, he getting extra money. He getting appearance fees for shit like this. Because he was at the St. Jude tournament a couple of times. He didn't play, but he got appearance fees for showing up. So you know what I'm saying? That money's gonna come back again, man. And I ultimately knew that at some point, if he wins another championship, them endorsements is gonna come back. And I'm telling you now, them endorsements gonna come back. And Nike made the right decision because Nike, when he got caught cheating, with
Nike stuck with him.
Nike said we already knew this. That's the thing they said. They knew this, so you know they stuck with him. So he's getting stupid paid, man. So man, look, that boy gonna get stupid money, dog. So I mean, it's gonna go crazy now, bro. That he didn't want a championship. It's gonna be stupid paid.
He was getting all them endorsements, man. What was it, Gatorade and
oh yeah, man. So
Visa.
Oh yeah. So yeah, they were waiting on Tiger to get a win again, man. Because golf is a complicated ass sport. It's hard to cheat in fucking. If you cheat in golf, dog, you don't need to play.
You a bad motherfucker, hell man.
You a bad motherfucker.
And you have to be quiet when they make their shot.
Oh my goodness! Oh.
And then check this out, though. Want me to tell you who really makes about as much money as the golfers? The fucking the caddies.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You because you ain't gonna feel like carrying all that goddamn shit. Somebody needs to carry that shit. So yeah, you gonna need to make some. You gonna need a caddy, man. That's
like Tiger Woods is ex caddy because he said, you know, he's paying him good. Then he said, then he started smelling himself a little bit. He started getting cheap with that man. Then he want to pay the man like, cause he didn't. I like, damn.
Oh man, oh man. Yeah, they make money, bro. You gonna need somebody to carry all that shit, bro. I mean, switch out the thing. Switch out balls. I mean, it's a lot of shit that comes with being a caddy, man. But you know, congratulations to Tiger, man. Congratulations to Tiger, man, and hopefully he get another championship. Hopefully he break that Jack Nicklaus record, man. And I feel like he would have been broke that shit had that shit not occurred. And I think that was a distraction because they knew a black guy breaking that shit. That's one of the few records in sports that a lot of these white folks ain't got. Because Serena's very close to breaking the Margaret Smith court record. You know, I mean, so a lot of these records are going down. And I'm gonna tell you right now, there's gonna be some niggas in hockey that fuck around and break the Great Gretzky record. It's gonna happen. It's only a matter.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time. I mean, best to believe.
And you see, and let me tell you something. You seeing more black guys in hockey than you are white guys now.
Exactly. You started to see
and hockey, you know, like I said, hockey is uncapped and it doesn't have a salary cap. You can't fix hockey. You fix hockey, you a bad boy. But other than that, I mean, I'm proud of the brothers, man, getting into the hockey sport. You know, and stuff like that, you know.
Oh yeah, man. So I mean, like I think last year Grant Fuhr became the first. It's either last year or a few years ago. He became the first black person to get in the Hockey Hall of Fame, which was well deserved. I mean, without him being the goalie of those Wayne Gretzky teams, because Wayne Gretzky specifically said, if it hadn't been for me having the best goalie, we wouldn't have won 6 championships. He said that on record. On record. So, you know, and Wayne Gretzky even complimented and said he's the best goalie of all time because without a good goalie, you're going to lose. It's just like baseball. If you don't have a good pitcher, you're going to lose. You know, bottom line. So, you know, those sports are a goalie. You know, hockey is a goalie's game. You know, I don't watch a lot of hockey, so please note that. But, you know, what little I do know is if the goalie don't stop that puck from going in, you're gonna lose. In baseball, if your pitcher don't know how to get them swinging or swinging to the point where they hit a fly ball, you're gonna lose. So it is what it is when it comes to that, man. But do you have anything else before we get on out of here?
No, other than that, you forgot the one other sport that's just about as boring as golf too, baseball.
Oh.
But
If they hit, I'll say this with baseball at this time of the year where it's early season, yes, early season is gonna be boring. But like toward the end of the regular season and to the playoffs, it gets more exciting. And then when it's a home run derby, basically, it's baseball, as long as it ain't no pitcher's duel, it can be exciting. I'll say that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, baseball is generally it's a boring ass sport. I'll say that. So, it is what it is when it comes to that, man. But do you got anything else before we get the hell up out of here?
No, that's it, man. That is it. Right. We really did this. We really did this quick live stream. So if anybody that's friends of Jerry J. Smooth that didn't catch us live, I'm gonna post both yesterday's and today's episodes on my Facebook page, and I'll tag them on it. Feedback is most appreciative. If you joined us in a live chat, that's fine. And, we thank you for joining us. And if you didn't join us in a live chat, shame on you. You missed a pretty good hour show. But I got nothing to add. I'm gonna find something on television. I'm gonna go in here and eat me some tacos that I fixed yesterday. So,
all right,
that's it.
Shout out to Marcus Johnson who came in the chat room. I modded you up just in case some trolls come in here. So you got the Coon Slapper award, man. So slap the shit out them bitches. They coming here trolling this bitch.
Man, right.
So once again, this your boy, live and direct, in absolute full effect out the 832 with my homeboy out the 662, and y'all already know how both of us do. Peace out, don't drink and drive, and have a safe week. Peace out.
And the pleasure's been all yours. And subscribe to my channel.
All right.